Hey, I'm Roger and now I will going to explain you how to build a basic computer with all the steps. We choose some price of our school. The price of this computer is of 315 euros more or less. So first you can see in your screen a menu. If you click in CPU for example or in one of the components, this video will be redirect you to the corresponding part. CPU is the most important part of our PC. Then motherboard have the function to connect all the peripherals. We choose a graphic with a low price because we think that is not necessary for this computer to lose more money. We put 3 GB of memory RAM. The cooler is one of the most simple of the market. So I left you a few minutes to choose the part of the video that you will want to go. Hello. First we start to open the box and introduce all the components. The first components that we will put is our motherboard. When we had opened the box, we will introduce our motherboard inside. We screw all the screws in the platform of the box. One time that we will put the motherboard inside the box, we will clean the CPU if we were applied thermal paste before. If it isn't, we will put the processor in the socket. This is from Intel Pentium. We put the processor according with the arrow in the video, and we will close the socket to finish the processor. This is one of the most important steps. We can put a small part of the thermal paste in the processor. So this is one of the most important steps. We put the cooler in the place with 4 screws properly, and be careful because it's more important that the cooler stay fixed. Now we connect the cooler into the motherboard connection. RAM is very important in the PC. We choose 3 GB. We can connect these 2 bars in his slots. You have to get off the lever once it's connected, if you can see in the video. Now we want to introduce our graphic card in his slot. It's very simple. Only put in the AGP runner and screw in the box to fix. Expansion card is the same process of graphic card. In this case we choose a network card. Only we can put in the PCA slot and we will screw to the box to fix that. It's so simple.
We put the hard drive in his correct place. Then now we have to screw the hard drive. After this, we have to connect a cable that goes to the hard drive and to the IDE. Now put the power supply into the box and screw it. Now we connect these connectors like we did in the video. The USB need to be connected on these pins. The little ATX next to the CPU. We connect Molex into the hard drive. And the big ATX into the biggest connector in the motherboard.
I selected an Intel Core i5 4460 3.2 GHz box. It has 4 cores and 4 threads, and the CPU costs 172 euros. The graphic card is a Gigabyte GeForce GTX 950. It has a DVI connector, DisplayPort and HDMI. It costs 169 euros. The fan cooler is a Master Hyper TX3 Evo. It's a silenced cooler and it costs 20 euros. I selected 2 G-Skill Reviews XDDR3 of 8 GB capacity. The voltage is 1.5 volts and it costs 43 euros. The motherboard is a Gigabyte GA-Z97P D3. It has HD audio support and it costs 90 euros. The HDD is a Toshiba SATA 3, 2 TB of capacity. It costs 70 euros. The SSD is a Samsung 8650 Evo SATA 3. It has 120 GB of capacity and it costs 60 euros. The power supply is a Corsair 650 watts BS Series 80 Plus. It costs 60 euros.
I choose this box because it is so big. That is the perfect for my PC, because our components need a big space. This motherboard is the best of the market right now for gaming. It's compatible with the new generation of Intel processors and with the new type of RAM, DDR4, and socket LGA 1151. The CPU is Intel Core i7 from the new generation of processor from Intel, and the socket is like the motherboard. I choose this fan cooler because I think the PC needs a good refrigeration, because all of these components are so good and will heat up so fast. I choose 2 cards of RAM, DDR4 8GB each one. DDR4 include higher module density and lower voltage requirements. For gaming, we will put in our PC the best graphic in the market right now, created by Nvidia. It is Titan X GeForce. With the graphic, we'll play all the games and new games in 4K. We put a network card that regulates the intensity of internet in our PC and put the priority in the game that we are playing. The SSD is necessary on the computer because the velocity is so better than HDD. I choose one SSD, 500GB for the operating system and for the games that we play most. The HDD right now, the only thing that we need is the capacity of them for all of our files. Recommend save all in HDD and only to the operating system and the most played games in the SSD. We have a lot of big components that needs a lot of energy, so because we choose this power supply, because have a lot of bots and it's modular, that is better for the PC. I choose a basic CD player because all the games right now are digital and the only use I see for the CD player is for install the drivers.